Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
And we're here again for another uh, cartoon animation watch along. This time we're gonna do Superman, the animated series, season 2, episodes 9 to episodes 12. But first, let's do this. This is the road to 500 subs, and we're already in 366. Yeah. Thank you for all the subscribers, and I hope more will subscribe to this channel. Now let's see who's in the chat. We have Sin Havoc 5150. What's up, Qatar? That's Havoc with the wrench. Right. Superman, the animated series. Yes. This, of course, is an awesome cartoons from uh, Bruce Timm and the rest of the Timmverse. And we're starting in episode 1. Ah, 1. Episode 9. Sorry. Uh, Make sure you use any streaming portal out there, and let's begin the show in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, episode 9 is entitled Action Figures. This was directed by Kenji Hachizaki. Did I pronounce it? Kenji Hajisaki. And this was written by Hilary Bader. This episode was shown in September 20, 1997. So awesome 90s cartoons we have here. The story is an amnesiac Metallo reemerges from the ocean and washes ashore on a volcanic island. There were two children, where two children find and befriend him. As Metallo gradually remembers more of his past, he becomes evil again and seeks revenge on Superman. So, the first scene, of course, is Angela Chan showing in her news program Metallo on an island somewhere. The animation style of Bruce Timm is, of course, very good and is still the standard to follow. This was done by director Kenji Hachi Hachizaki, who's from the sound of his name, Japanese. Action figures versus dolls. Shoes versus wrench. Which one goes first? Man, the wrench, the shoe gate plus the wrench gate continues. Metallo looks like the Terminator. Bard bears metal skin. And yes, shouldn't the girl shouldn't the girl's bones be broken when Metallo catch the fallen child, right? Well, cartoons is still cartoons. And plus, how can a cyborg robot have amnesia? And yes, Sin, the shoe plus wrench gate continues. Uh, I think they should talk. Let cooler heads prevail. I blame CERN for everything. Yep, I agree with Sin Havoc. They should. Hopefully, something positive comes out of it. Well, we all came from one group. Yeah, otherwise, blame CERN. I think it's the weather, how it affects the human brain. So, Metallo is acting by instinct. I mean, like saving the tanker, the oil tanker, which I don't think he usually do. And there it blows. The timestamp we have is 6 minutes 45 seconds. I really enjoy uh, this animation. Also, a shout out for to the cool table, uh, Skywalker the Jedi, Leon of the New Geeks, the God Austin, and of course, El Necron. Yep. The Clark Kent characterization of here in this animation show is better than My Adventures with Superman. This Clark Kent is so sure of himself. He doesn't have that naive streak in him. Although, what's his name? The voice of Clark, Tim Daly, is more manly, more stern, mild mannered, but stern. Reminds you of two other Supermen from the previous years, George Reeves and Henry Cavill. Not the whining character and dork that made popular by a certain Christopher Reeve. In Christopher Reeve's character, yes, in his Superman universe, is like someone with multiple personality disorder. Honestly, there's no real persona for Superman, for Clark. Henry Cavill's Superman is Clark Kent. His Clark Kent persona is the real thing. His Superman persona is the real thing since he's been saving people since he learned of his powers and before he donned the costume. My Adventures with Superman is showing him with a new power every episode. Yeah, he's turning into Deku from My Hero Academia or Dragon Ball Dragon Ball's Son Goku. Yep, he's getting overpowered by the episode. Now Lois went to the island to meet the children. Uh, this episode is reminiscent of one of the episodes by Max Fleischer and Dave Fleischer, the Superman animated features during the 1940s, the volcano episode. The actor who played Superman in My Adventures with Superman is Jack Quaid, who plays Huey in The Boys. Yeah, old school Superman. This is a modern take on Superman, but he's not the seemingly cry baby Superman that Jack Quaid plays him in Adventures with Superman. Yet, uh, The Boys season 4 is weird. Well, they totally went nuts with this season's episodes. The Homelander became totally. If he wasn't psycho enough before, now he's totally psycho. That's a spoiler alert for those who still haven't watched episode 4 of The Boys season 4. Metallo is leaping mountains in a single bound. Now, this version of Metallo is based on John Byrne's version in Superman number one, cover date 1987. I don't know what's going on with that show, but Homelander is wild. Well, spoiler alert, uh, they have this podcaster war between Starlight and what's the name of that new super chick? They have a cat fight. They have Yui's dad is gonna be a soup. He fed him V, and I've caught up with the episodes. Yeah, it's something I watch every year somehow, and I still enjoy it. And I'm waiting for season 5 when they get Jared Padalecki to complete the supernatural cast castings. Yeah, Simon Pegg is Yui's dad, and for no apparent reason, he had a heart attack, so he went in a coma. That forces Yui to feed him V. The wokeness of the boys is not irritating like we have the acolyte. So I'm still want to see the showdown between Butcher and Homelander. Butcher has this has something in his body, probably a power to be unleashed sometime. Of course, Huey is an agent, and his voice as Superman doesn't help him at all. This is Metallo versus Superman 2.0. There are side effects of compound V. If Butcher has side effects, maybe Yui has too. has one too. The season I really like was season 3 with Soldier Boy. But Homelander, the evil Superman, is one dimensional. And I hate when people compared Homelander with Henry Cavill's Man of Steel Superman. You've seen a game called Days Gone? Not yet. Not yet seen. Is it good? Timestamp is 18 minutes and 19 minutes. Nice. What's all about? And Superman beats Metallo as expected. But the kids think that Metallo is some sort of hero still, somehow. Third person shooter game killing zombies and driving motorcycle. Well, we see Metallo stuck in hardened lava. And just like the Terminator, shutting down. Whoa, that was good. That was a good episode. And I kind of rate this episode as 7.5 over 10, which is still a good grade. Good rate. Now we're starting episode 10 of Superman, the animated series. Metallo don't care. He'll be back. So the title of this episode is Double Dose, directed by Yuichiro Yano, another Japanese, and also directed by Hilary Bader. So we have Livewire escapes from prison, eager to punish Superman for placing her there. She teams up with Parasite to cause mayhem once again. Nice. We have the Parasite coming. So this is 1997. September 22, 1997, and there's still no iPods back then. We have Walkman, Sony Walkman. Still, there's no iPod. There's no Livewire is always a problem for Superman. Add Parasite, and that's the worst. Uh, that's the worst juice for Superman. The design for Livewire is very, very similar to what's her face, Killer Frost. At some point, MP3 players, Walkmans, and mini disc players. Yes, that was the 90s. I feel like Liveware's voice is similar to Harley Quinn from the Batman, the animated series. She charged himself from double A batteries or triple A. Mr. Janitor will get his ass kicked just about now. It seems that in comics, except for Black Lightning, every character with lightning powers are evil. Lightning Lad and Lightning Lass doesn't count because they're from the future. DC and Marvel, the same. Well, Static Shock is seems to be the exemption. We have Dan Turpin, created by the legend, the King Jack Kirby. Another overpowered villain is Livewire. She electrocuted Dan Turpin. He should be dead. You know, I mean, when I was working in at Nestle Philippines, someone got electrocuted, and the injury they had was so severe. Superman feels Livewire's power, unlike in my adventures with Superman, because he's getting more new powers than I can count. Superman should use water. It shorts out electricity. That's high school physics. Livewire learned. Okay, it's Lori Petty that plays Livewire in Superman the animated series. Well, my bad. Right. What was that? Now we have the Parasite. There's a bunch of actresses that plays Livewire in animation. Yes. She appeared in Superman, the animated series, uh, JLU, Justice League Unlimited. She also appeared in what else? Live action. She appeared in CW Supergirl. I don't know if she appeared in Superman and Lois. She's like the energy bunny going and going and going. The parasite absorbs the energy from his victims. Let's see. Timestamp is 9 minutes and 50 seconds in episode 10. Lois is sort of afraid of someone with electric powers. So obvious. Lois is still oblivious to Clark being Superman here. I mean, what? The parasite uses a scatter gun. Man, Rudy is absorbing the shark's uh, powers, abilities. She didn't figure it out yet. Lois always figures out in Superman the animated series in parallel Earths, different continuity, and the most intelligent Lois Lane out there is, of course, Amy Adams' version. She figured out who Clark was without even trying or letting herself fall in the Niagara Falls. Parasite is like a stalker here. This is, of course, the great betrayal. Amy Adams is a great actress. True. She played Lois Lane way back in 2013, starting 2013. And somehow WB bouch every attempt to make another Superman movie, solo movie. How it would be awesome to have Man of Steel 2 somehow, and of course Justice League 2 and 3 plus the Batfleck movie. But there's this movement that's toxic Marvel fans that wants Marvel to reign everything. I mean, DC can't use the term multiverse now because Marvel uh, got got it before they could use it. Timestamp 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Episode 10. All DC had to do was just say infinite Earths. Well, that's true. But, you know, the multiverse, infinite Earths, was originally a DC idea. And they suck on getting ahead of Marvel. They had their chance with Zack's Zack Snyder's uh, universe, DC Heroes, but somehow they mess it up again and again, flopping again and again. This is actually due to the DC people sabotaging Zack's vision. They won't admit it though, but it's always been like that ever since Avengers, Marvel's Avengers movie was shown. DC can't catch up with that sort of mil billion-dollar box office. Flop after flop after flop. Well, this is because of Jeff Johns and James Gunn with Kevin Sujihara. Those I call them traitors, plants. Jeff Johns, however good he was in writing comic books, sucks in creating the DC universe. James Gunn is a comedic guy whose only serious superhero gig was not even his, or was it with Brightburn, who I think he tried and tried, but still it was a flop. Kevin Sujihara, what did he do? He approved all the things that Jeff Johns did. Like Sin said, after after Justice League, the fiasco, flop after flop after flop after flop for DC. DC Warner Bros didn't even work hard to perfect the special effects on Justice League when Josh Whedon replaced Zack. They're pathetic. Timestamp 19 minutes and 40 seconds. Superman versus Parasite continues. Stupid move, Parasite. Fire activates the sprinkler system. And with the Livewire powers, he shorted out the Parasite. Jason Josh Whedon was recommended by Gunn and Sugera because of what he did with Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. Man, Parasite is out cold. Kevin Sujihara. Gonna search for that guy. So, we're finished with episode 10. Now we're starting with episode 11. But first, I'm gonna rate episode 10. This is 7/10. Yep. And now we start with episode 11. Sujihara has sexual misconducts. Man, I think he's part of James Gunn's pedo file. The title of episode 11 is Solar Powered. Uh, this is directed by Kazuhide Tomonaga and directed by Robert Goodman. This was shown on September 26, 1997. Edward Lytener returns as Luminus to seek revenge against Superman, depowering him by hacking Luthor's satellites to make Earth's sunlight red. He ties up and gags Jimmy and Lois and uses them as bait for Superman, who finally saves them. So Kevin Sujihara and Ronald Mayer ensured Zaslav getting the job. Massage Gate with Gunn and Robert Kraft. Oh man, James Gunn's been egging or wanting to lead DC since 2011. They can't deny it any longer. 2019 to 2021, that's why you heard about Toby Emmerich and Ann Sarnoff. And yes, Epstein Island. Ugh. Luminus is the Timverse version of Dr. Light somehow, or so and so. Maybe, but they use Dr. Light in the Titans animated series. Yep, you're right, Sin. And yes, Sin Havoc is right. Shout out to Cater. Thanks, man. Sh- So, placing a shout out to Shootout. to Bishop DM Williams. We'll be having a show come July, the first week. It's called Faith and Comics. We will be talking about our faith in Jesus Christ plus our love for everything comic related from movies, cartoons to series. That's cool. Yes. Let's check this out. Our timestamp is 6 minutes and 54 seconds of episode 11. So Superman is slowly losing his powers because of Luminus has converted the yellow radiation of the sun into yellow rays into red. We all know that a red sun will draw out the solar battery from Superman's cell, making him an ordinary being. Lois is blaming Lex Luthor because it is his satellite that converts the color of the sun's rays. Clancy Brown is an awesome Lex Luthor. The from being the businessman, which was revised in 1986 by both John Byrne and Marv Wolfman, into the supervillain that the Justice League Unlimited showed him to be. Clancy Brown is a legend, of course. He plays that guy from Highlander and also the trainer in Starship Troopers. The Superman signal is being put in the sky by Luminus, which is Bruce Timm's effort to make somewhat Dr. Light character. So Clancy Brown plays Lex Luthor, Captain Black from Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh, Luminous power is technically hard light. That's why uh, it affects Superman. Clancy Brown was in Ahsoka, the Pathfinder. He played that really scary Viking leader. Yeah, I watched that with Carl Urban, and of course his unforgettable role in the first Highlander film. So Superman's bleeding. This is an effect of the red sun radiation that's covering the entire planet. It's feeling pain. The Pathfinder is an underrated movie. Yeah, it was. I like the story where Vikings were here were in the states for during first than the Europeans uh, immigrants. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. A bird is sitting in an invisible building. Lois discovers this with Jimmy, and that's convenience to find a doorknob. If you have an invisible door, would you bother to lock it? Makes sense, right? Does make sense. Timestamp 2 minutes and 21 seconds. No space jaunt. Man, another hologram. This egotistical villains that Superman has makes it anyway. It's so hard to make Superman villains because Superman is so overpowered. Except that time in 1986 with John Byrne. He can't fly anymore. So the building in which Lytener, Luminus, came from has finally appeared. It's an old LexCorp building that I think will piss off Lex. So the red trunks in Superman, the animated series, is not irritating compared to what's coming with James Gunnipoos' Superman legacy. Okay, Luminous is taunting Superman. It's called Hard Light Superman. Luminus reminds me of that Marvel villain, the Living Laser. Yeah, that's more his steed. Timestamp 15 minutes 37 seconds. He can create uh, most about everything, changing sceneries, changing everything. But he's still in the building, and Superman can't see through all this. From a cowboy, now he's a pirate. Luminous is another clown. Superman lunacy. Yeah, Superman lunacy better earns more than expected, or else it will be the biggest flop for the franchise. And I don't think Superman can survive another flop. Okay, Superman finally found all those machinery that Lytener uses. This is the drawback of Superman. Since he has super strength, he actually doesn't need to train in how to fight. Plus, his habit of pulling his punches whenever he fights his villains makes him predictable. And boom. This is, of course, Wit winning over Brawn. Superman uses his brain. Uh, I agree, Qatar. Superman lunacy better make $1.2 billion. Well, the Batman made 700 million, so I'm expecting something a bit lower for Superman lunacy. Because when uh, the Marvelites start dumping on it, well, you know, the budget ain't small. Yes, 300 million isn't small. 700 million for the Batman movie. And the Penguin has a spin-off over at Max. I wonder if I'll be snoozing once I watch if I watch that on HBO Go. And Luminus is finished. Put him somewhere nice and dark. $360 million budget is bare minimum. Yes, and we do have the marketing, which is separate for the lunacy that is James Gunn's Superman. Okay, episode 11 is finished. And I will rate this one as 8 over 10 since the action and how Superman uses his brain was really useful in defeating Luminous. Now we have episode 12, the last episode for this stream. This is Brave New Metropolis. This was directed by Kurt Kurt Gedda and the story by Stan Berkowitz and Alan Burnett. This was shown on September 27, 1997. Plot is after an accident with a portal at Star Labs, Lois is transported to a parallel universe where she was killed while investigating Intergang, causing the Superman there to join forces with Lex Luthor to create a police state of control. When Lois learns how much Superman cared for her, she desperately seeks a way back home so she can share her true feelings for him as well. Now, this is what the betas want. They want an evil Superman always. And remember, we all must remember that in animation, it was Bruce Timm who did it first. And Ganosho's personal security budget. Yep. All right. 8 out of 10 for both episodes. Thanks, Sin. That was a nice rate. I did 7.5, 7, and 8 for the 3 episodes I watched. Now we have the last Brave New Metropolis. It's it's a, a forecast of the future that just the Justice League season 2 has a brave new world with parallel versions of the Justice League. Professor Hamilton was first created by Marv Wolfman in 1987 in the Adventures of Superman. Now they created. Wait. This is like failed something. So Professor Hamilton was successful in doing transfer. They this she Professor Hamilton discovers another dimension. Now it's sucking Lois Lane through the portal, and as usual, she is screaming and screaming. Dana Delany voiced Lois Lane, while David Kaufman voiced Jimmy Olsen. Professor Hamilton is Victor Brandt. This is weird. Reminds me of Sliders, the TV show where Jerry O'Connelly always slides to another dimension, another Earth. The symbol of Superman here is like an SS symbol, like the Nazis are using. Terrible Turpin is wearing black. It's a fascist, looks like a fascist in black. And there goes Boom. Now, this scene reminds me of Demolition Man, where freedom fighters are making society answer for what they lost. James Gunn has a very will going will be having a hard time if Superman lunacy fails. So we have a long-haired Jimmy Olsen with a mullet, Superman in black, which looks like a Shazam symbol. Nazi Superman. This is the basis for Homelander, right? Nazi Superman. The Timm verse was a very good uh, connected cartoon series from the new Batman Adventures to Justice League, and later on Justice League Unlimited. This is what security and safety without limit will bring you. No freedom at all. Hey, shout out to uh, the Little Geeks world premiere uh, on June 29, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Nice. Need to sub with this podcast. Okay. Subscribe to the Little Geeks podcast. Be catching Costello's Way and Charles Austin. Superman was also connected to Static Shock, Batman Beyond, the Zeta Project, and the Batman Superman Adventures. Yep, you better subscribe to the channel of the Little Geeks Sin. So yep, I just subbed uh, when I saw Phil's notification on Twitter. Timestamp 10 minutes and 45 seconds. So Lois is being chased by fascists. Man, the little geeks, already has 5 subscribers. Nice. Good thing that the Wi-Fi, the internet has been having a good day today. No interruption so far. But I better shut up now. Superman is surprised to see Lois Lane alive. Nope, not jinxing the internet. Superman took control. Man, that's a wet dream for a lot of people. And that's the slap. Lois and Superman are having a debate. Fascists. Luthor and Superman are gonna have it have at it. So Luthor is always the bad guy, the big bad, and he used kryptonite. Freaking Mercy Graves. Oh, so Donald Sutherland has passed away. Oh man, that's sad news. Another great actor uh, went off to cinema heaven. Donald Sutherland passed earlier today. Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. I saw Kiefer's Twitter tweet. Boom! The LexCorp building exploded. And yep, justice prevailed. So Superman brings Lois to this world's Star Labs. And Superman on the other side is calling. Yeah, saw the picture. They're following what similar to Superman Returns, or is it? That's why flop after flop after flop is happening. Look 70s, yeah, the Christopher Reeve Superman and Superman Returns. And that's it for this episode. That was a cool episode with parallel Earths and whatnot. I rate it as 8.5 over 10 because, multiverse, multiverse, parallel Earths. It was good. It's a good. And thank you, Sin, for always joining the stream. 8 out of 10 is a good score, man. It's a good score. So, a few announcements since I already did my streams for next week. Recorded streams is my Faith Talks featuring the Church uh, of Revelations, week 5, and we'll be talking about the church in Sardis. That's on Monday. That's 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's on Sunday, your time. Then come Wednesday at 10 a.m. we have my music stream, rock and rollin'. This is the music I grew up with, and this is the music that Mikey Sutton, I learned like from years before we met. We even met. Plus on Friday morning here. That's Thursday night Eastern. Uh, I have an anime movie time featuring the 2010 animated movie of Batman Under the Red Hood. Yes, gonna be quite a week. And yes, Do follow me on my Twitter account, X Twitter. Subscribe to my channel, follow, share, and like the video over at YouTube. Follow me on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, and yes, sell the ZSJL to Netflix, sells the Snyderverse to Netflix, and yeah, Mikeyverse forever. I'm out of here. Peace.
People. They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way.
He does have a point.
I know it got lost in all the confusion, but we still have some issues to settle here. There are only heroes and there are villains.
You think yourself a hero, but you would let these criminals go free.
Heroes don't kill people.
Well, I do.